Hello everyone. I'm Arundam, an urban economist based in Cape Town. I'm here to talk to you about reading spatial inequality in the city. In this module, we will look at how spatial inequality reinforces and acts as a force multiplier on existing connections and intensities of multidimensional inequality in the city, using some examples from the city of Cape Town. We have already gone through various maps and visualizations on different forms of inequality that are experienced in Cape Town. And in the next few minutes, I want to focus on a very simple concept that allows us to understand how space adds to the experience of inequalities. The concept I will walk you through is the cost of access, both from a perspective of actual money spent and from time, on traveling to and from work or trying to access services and amenities in day-to-day life. Much has been written about the multidimensionality of inequality, and perhaps one of the most established conceptualizations that is widely used in current discourses of global inequality is that of the Human Development Index, which looks at the complex nexus between economic and social inequalities, essentially breaking down inequality to three elements: how people earn, how they are educated, and how healthy they are. However, as you would have already seen in earlier modules, this is only part of the picture when it comes to the experiences of inequalities in cities. Apart from infrastructure and urban systems that form an intricate layer of the urban experience, especially from the quality of life perspective, the political layer, or how people are able to lay claim to the different constituent elements of the dimensions of inequality, also emerge as fundamental blocks of multidimensional urban inequality. But connecting all these dimensions and layers is the question of access. Can people access sites of employment? Or is the way they have differential abilities to access these sites add to the pre-existing inequalities they already experience? Can people access social infrastructure? Is it just about monetary cost of access? What about time? These maps of Cape Town from 2013 present a picture of where employment opportunities are present and where people live. Notice how high-density residential areas are located in the peripheries. Just to throw a couple of introductory data points here. First, the income distribution of Cape Town Metro. And second, the erstwhile segregated areas from the apartheid era. Notice how the colored and black areas coincide with the current areas of high-density residential. Further, look at the residential real estate market. This is what it looks like in the metro now. Keep an eye out for the erstwhile segregated areas and current land value. See how the lower land values correlate with erstwhile segregated areas and where the currently poor are living. With that background, let me now show you how differences in costs of access play out. Here we have two contrasts. First, costs in travel time, and second, in costs as a share of income. The sample looks at the lower end of the income spectrum. What we need to remember here is that the poorest part of the population earns below 1,400 rands per month. That's the left part of the graph. And the middle class earns between 8 and 30,000 rands per month, coming up on the right end of the graph. If we now cut back to the erstwhile group areas and residential real estate value maps, can we notice any correlations? While that was for people who are working, and in South Africa, we have a continuing complexity of high unemployment rates. So let's look at how much it costs to look for jobs. Similar trends pop up. Notice how the black and colored population groups continue to be the worst affected. How the left tail of the distribution consistently spends more to look for work. And this is not only a question of employment and unemployment. The problem is also with access to social services. If we move on to the other dimensions of inequality, accessing basic social infrastructure like health and education, the costs continue to be significantly higher for those at the bottom of the pyramid. We compare a simple metric, the average time taken by households from different income and population categories to access different social infrastructure. like schools, health facilities, banks, post offices, DHA offices, etc. And notice, again, the same trends appear. And if we look back at the maps of erstwhile group areas and residential real estate values, it begs us to ask how current spatial configurations of income, wealth, and population groupings permeate across and amplify each and every dimension of experiencing inequalities in the city. Those who are already worse off live in the peripheries and spend more to access the basic necessities of day-to-day life, showing how space adds to and multiplies existing experiences of inequality in the city.